Hey everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter and it is Friday, May 25th. Okay, so this video is going to be about harvesting. Hey guys, real quick before we start about the harvesting, I'm going to be doing a video on my witchy room because it is finally done. I'm just waiting on a couple of things. I'm waiting on a curtain of lights and my recliner. So I may wait till I get those to make a video to show you guys, or I may do a video and just show you what I have now, and then when those come in, show you what it looks like afterwards. I'm not sure. So anyway, but yes, I finally got it done. So excited. It looks so good. If y'all are friends with me on my Brujas page, y'all probably have already seen it because I did a live video and I went in and I showed you guys. I gave y'all a little sneak peek of it, but it looks so good. It's such a, I'm so extremely happy with it. I just want to get the lights and my recliner in there so it'll be, you know, done. I'm so anxious, but I may go ahead and do a video so you guys can have a sneak peek, and then when those other two items arrive, I will make another video and showing y'all, look, you know, my recliner's here and I got the lights, because that may not happen for like another week or so. So if y'all want to see it before that, just let me know and I'll make a video. Okay, so this video is on harvesting. Around this time, like spring and early summer, I will go harvest. And when you go harvest, there's so many things, you know, that you can harvest for your craft, okay? So I suggest before you start harvesting, kind of look up what grows in your area, you know, with, you know, in abundance. Because like we have rosemary, for example. Rosemary grows like crazy everywhere here. Rosemary grows like crazy. We have some sage that grows around, which I don't find sage a lot around here, but we have some sage that grows around. We have different types of herbs, different types of flowers. So you definitely can harvest a bunch of things. So I always go around this time of year to go get, you know, we have lavender fields and stuff. So most definitely. So just kind of like type up where you live, Google where you live, and just kind of Google like what plant life grows in this area this time of year, and it'll show you like flowers and things like that. There is an app called My Garden. It's called My Garden. I think it's called My Garden. I have it on my phone, so I can't show you because I'm making the video off my phone, but it's called like My Garden, Identify My Plant or something like that. And it's for iPhone. I'm sure Android has one as well, but it's this cool little app, and you go and you click on it, and it tells you, it shows you where to take a picture. You take the head of the flower or the plant, you just take a really good picture of it, and then you send it, and then it'll match. It'll find you a match to that flower or to that plant and tell you what it is, so that way you know whether or not you want to use this. It's a really cool app. I use it all the time. Now, if you don't have time to do it, you could just take a really good photo of that flower or that plant, and then you can do it later, because you can go, when you click on it, it lets you go into your camera roll, so you can take whatever picture that you have in there and do the same thing. Okay, so that's just a little quick tip. You know, there's so many that you can do. Also, if you're going to buy an herb book, now there's also like, there's a book that I bought called Texas Flowers, like for us that we live here in Texas, and it shows me all of the flowers that grow in my area, so that way I know what flowers are around if I want to harvest them. Like for example, if I wanted to harvest dandelions, you know, I should have did that early March. All throughout March there was a ton of dandelions, and I did. I harvest dandelions because I use dandelions for tea. I use dandelions for tea, and I use dandelions for other. I dry the flower out and I use it for different spells. And also I pick the greens, and I eat them in my salad. So it's really, really good. So just be careful where you pick them, because I would never pick and eat anything came from my backyard, because that is my dog's toilet. So no, nothing from my backyard. But that doesn't mean you don't know where you're picking, that there's not some cat or some animal pissing on it. So make sure whatever you pick, you wash thoroughly. But anyway, so you definitely want to try to find some kind of book that has things like plants and herbs and flowers that are in your area. Or you can Google up where you live and just say, hey, you know, let me find what grows. So I wish I lived in a place that had like oodles and oodles of sage plants, because I use a lot of sage, but I don't. Okay, so let me show you some of the things that I use when I go harvesting. So when I'm going to go harvesting, I keep these in my car all the time. I have a little box in the trunk of my car, and I keep supplies. And so that way when I'm out driving, and like yesterday, I needed some rosemary, so I'm going to make a protecting spray. One of my subscribers have asked for me to make a protection, to show how I make my protection spray. But I need some dried rosemary, and I was completely out. And I just finished my witchy room, and so I was looking at all of my supplies. I don't have any more rosemary. So when I took my daughter to go get her some Chick-fil-A after dance class, I'm like, I'm going to go harvest some rosemary, because there's tons of rosemary bushes all around the area where I take her. And so she's like, Mom, that's stealing. I'm like, it is not stealing. This grows wildly. And I said, and I'm only taking what I need. And I threw some cornmeal. I always keep a container of cornmeal in the car also. And I sprinkle a handful of that. That is what I give as an offering. Or I may dump a bottle of water on there. But I personally feel like you need to leave something. And so, and I do not pick if there's only one plant. Okay, that's more of a Native American thing. Like, a Native Americans will not pick an herb unless there are at least 3 plants. They will pick from every 3rd plant, because they don't want to take the last of a plant, because then once you take it all, there won't be any more. So, but if there's only like 1 bush, I definitely would not take a lot from. I would just take what I need, and that's it. And I did. I just took what I needed. Like, literally, I just took like 2 little branches, and it had a few pieces. It was just a small amount that I took. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to go get some more, because I need more. So I keep those I keep things that I use in my car, because you never know where you're going to be. One time I went to go pick up my daughter from the train. I'm sitting there, and I was just parked waiting, and I looked, and there was a huge thing of rosemary, and I'm like, I need some rosemary. And I mean, long pieces. And so I was able to pick those long ones and dried them out, and I wrapped them up, and I made like a smudge stick, but out of rosemary. And so, and there was tons of them everywhere. So yeah, definitely. I'm not going to fill up a trash bag full of it, but I just take what I need. Okay. So these are the things that I use, that I keep in my vehicle. I keep a pack of labels, and these I got at all of this I got at the dollar store. That's where I get my supplies. And these are just regular, and you want labels because if you are taking any type of jars or anything, you can go ahead and label them. These are just little labels like this, the little sticky ones. They just stick really good on a jar. So I always have labels, and I have markers. So like a little felt pen or a Sharpie. Sharpies work the best, okay? Because if you don't have any labels, these Sharpies will write on your jars and bags and stuff. So I take some labels and some Sharpie markers. I take a pair of scissors. And in my car, I have the knife that I use, and I also have a spoon, just like I bought one at the dollar store. It was a regular spoon. So I buy a spoon because when I collect graveyard dirt, I need a spoon to put into my jar. But that spoon, it's in the car. I didn't take it out. But I got like a metal spoon from the dollar store, It can be a big one, it can be a small one. I got a one, like a one that you used to cook with, so I can get like big amount. So that is in the car along with my knife. And I also have a little hand, it's like a little hand rake or whatever you call it. It's like where you know, where you do the soil. I don't know what you call it, but I have one of those, and I got that at the dollar store too. So when I go to harvest dirt, like graveyard dirt, you need to loosen it because it's like really hard. So I just use that, scrape it up, and then I use a spoon to collect it. I bought just regular bags, again, at the dollar store. I got 40 of these for $1. These are just brown paper bags. Now, also remember, these brown paper bags, not only are they great for holding your supplies, but you can also use these brown paper bags to make your petition papers. Your petition papers that you use from underneath your spells, you can use paper bags, okay? You just want to make sure that when you're using them, you're ripping out all 4 sides. You don't cut them. Like if you're going to do a petition paper, I would do it like this. Okay. So I'm cutting. You want to cut all sides, you know, yourself. You don't want to use scissors. You want to cut it yourself. I don't remember the purpose of doing that, but there's a reason behind that. Or if you want to cut, that's whatever works for you, but that's what I do. So you can use these as a petition paper, so you can definitely use these bags for a lot. You can also use the bag to store your herbs, to keep them to last. So if you're going to do some herbs, you make sure that you hang them upside down, tie them with a rope, a little string, piece of twine, make a hole in here, and put your herbs in here, and that way you can hang them up. And so the paper bag helps to keep them fresh, and keeps them good inside the bag. And you can hang them like that. Okay. Okay. So again, keep your bags because you can pick your herbs in here. Whatever herbs I pick, I put in a little bag. And the reason why I put herbs in a bag is because when you pick herbs, like let's say for example you pick you pick rosemary, and it's fresh rosemary, so which means it still has moisture in there, and then you go and you put it in your bag. I mean, you put it in a plastic bag. Well, then it's going to mold because it can't dry out. So you put it in a paper bag, and it can dry out in the bag versus a plastic bag. I buy a big thing of Ziploc bags. I buy a big one. I have a small one in the car, so I only bought a big one. I prefer having the ones that slide like this closed versus the ones that you pinch, just because I feel like this is a little more secure. Now, what I use my bags for is I use bags for everything else versus I don't put any herbs in here. If I'm going to put an herb in here, I leave it open so it can breathe until I can get it home to dry it out. Because your stuff will mold, especially it's hot in the car, and so but I use my baggies to collect dirt, to collect if I don't have a container for water, I'll collect my water in baggies, rocks, sand, shells, whatever tree bark, whatever I'm using, I put in bags. But again, flowers and plants, herbs, all go in my paper bags. That's how I do it. Then you want to have a couple of jars, just some regular jars in your car. Again, I bought this whole pack of mason jars from the dollar store. And I bought these also I bought these from Walmart, a big case of them. You can go to Walmart and you can get a whole pack of mason jars super cheap. Now, you don't have to use mason jars. You can recycle jars from home, from your spaghetti sauce, pickles, whatever. When you go shopping, always look for jars for, if you're going to get pickles, see if you can find a glass jar, whatever, because you can store things. These are just packs of mason jars, so I will take some of these with me. And I take these because when I collect water, I just go ahead and put it in here. So, I work with different types of water, like if you're going to get water from 7 different sources. You can put it in there. If you're going to collect, you're going to go to a church and collect some holy water, you want to have a container to put it in. If you're going to collect some, I don't know, some dirty swamp water, but whatever liquid you're going to collect, I use jars. Or if I'm going to collect some graveyard dirt, I'm going to go ahead and put it into a jar. This one already has like a little label. This one had my 7 blossoms in there. I've already used it all, so it's time to get more. So that's really what I keep in the car, and I just keep all this. I have a box in the car, just a regular box. You can keep a box, you can keep, you know, whatever, a plastic trash can, however, a big Tupperware, whatever you want. But I have just a regular little box that I got from the grocery store, and I put all of my supplies in there, and then, you know, I go harvesting. And so when I go harvesting, I take everything out of the box, and everything that I harvest, I put into the box. So when I get home, I just got to take the box out and bring it inside. Then once I empty it out, I go take the box back to the car, and I put all my stuff in there. Or you can have 2 boxes in there. 1 box for all your supplies, and 1 box for all of the things that you collect. It's however you want to do it. But make sure you take scissors, and make sure you take something to write with, because you want to be able to write what you pick. So if I got graveyard dirt, and I'm like, ooh, what is this? And you can make sure you write graveyard dirt and the date that you picked it, okay, or collected it. Same with your river water, or wherever you want to mark what kind of water it is and where you got it from, and not only what it is, the location, but the date that you got it from. Same with your herbs. You want to write, this is lavender, you know, sage, whatever. So when you get home, you know what it is. And so those are the most important things. It's something to cut, something to write with, and something to put it in. And that's all you need to go harvest some cool little things. And it's, I mean, you really should harvest. I mean, Mother Nature out there, I mean, just the world out there is our grocery store, okay? Look at it that way. You know, go outside, because that really is your grocery store. It's where we get our supplies. You guys know, before these witchy shops and everything came, you know, all we had was nature. That's where we got all our supplies from, was nature. We went and we harvested flowers and dirt and water and plants, things that we needed to do our spells, to make our medicine, to make our teas. And, you know, times have changed and things have evolved, but they still grow. We still have our stuff out there. So, you know, rather than having someone else pick that lavender and charge us so much money for a small container of lavender, we can go harvest it ourselves. If you know where there's some lavender, go pick it. If you have the ability and the space to grow your own herbs, do it. That way you are saving money, and it is so much nicer when you go out there and you harvest your own stuff. If you have ever eaten homegrown vegetables from a garden, versus like a homegrown tomato versus a tomato you get from a store where it's manufacturally grown, it could taste completely different. I love homegrown stuff, so I love buying my fruits and veggies, well, most of my vegetables from the farmer's market, because it just tastes so much better. So just imagine the same thing with the things that you're harvesting. Every ingredient that you get is so much better, because it's fresh, and you're picking it, and you know exactly what you're getting, and you're not spending tons of money. And it's so much fun. Like, take another fellow witch with you. My daughters and I, we go harvesting, and I'm teaching my young daughter, my 9-year-old, how to be able to visualize them and know, oh, that's a mint plant right there, because she knows what it looks like. And so I asked her, well, what do we use mint for? So she knows how to use, like, I'm teaching her how to use herbs, medicinal purposes. Like, how can you use this herb to make a medicine? Okay, how can you use this herb to eat? And how can you use this medicine for, how can you use this this herb for a spell? So medicinally, magically, and culinary. She's learning how to eat with it, and how to heal with it, and how to do a spell with it. well, I'm not really teaching her spells, but she knows that she would be able to use this for this particular thing. So, once you start doing that with yourself, you're gonna go on nature walks and you're gonna be like, oh, that's so and so. Oh my gosh, look at this plant here. Look at this. Like jasmine flowers grow like crazy around here. And so when you go to the store, to the Witchy store, and you see how much they charge you for a little pack of jasmine flowers, when you can go pick gobs of it if you want, you know? So harvesting is a lot of fun, especially when you go with another witch. And then you bring home all your goodies and you dry everything out. If you have a food dehydrator, that works amazing. If not, just put some newspaper down or some paper towels down and lay all of your herbs down and let them dry. And after a few days, it will be completely dried, and then you can go ahead and store your stuff. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video, and I will talk to y'all later. As always, love you all and blessed be. Bye!